Good afternoon, 5th and 6th grade. This is your history video for Monday, January 11th. Almost the end of the second quarter, the end of this week. Today you have one work text page in history, and it is page 123. And your reading is going to be 158 to 163, but 158 and 159 are basically just going to be some preliminary information that they have there at the beginning. It's sort of a gives you not a skit, but a scene that might have happened in Greece, and just on everyday part of everyday life. And so we'll be looking at the page number 123, which has it says compare and contrast the Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations by writing the correct descriptions under each civilization. Now, you notice that there are 8 blanks there, and if you look to the right of the map, there are 8 different phrases. Those are what go in. Those are what you're going to write in the 8 different blanks. So they make it easy for you. All you have to do is compare it to what you read so that you know what to put in there. And then at the bottom, it has basically 2 complete sentences there. Greece has various geographic features, and so you know you're going to be looking for that, including blank, valleys, natural blanks, and hundreds of tiny blanks. And I can tell you that last one is islands. It is a blank bordered by seas, including the blank, the Mediterranean, and the blank. The southern portion of the peninsula is called the blank, and so I have an idea. I know that one of the seas, I'm not sure which one it is, the Mediterranean. One of them is the Adriatic Sea is another one. The Aegean Sea, I mean, and because it's written up there right in the map on top, but and possibly the Adriatic as well. But all right, so let's look at the work text, the reading page, and talking about page number 160. And it starts with the land of Greece. Greek culture made a lasting impact on the Western world. Over the centuries, people have looked to the Greeks for patterns to follow in government, philosophy, and the arts. The classical age of Greece is often described as glorious. Many scholars believe that ancient Greece was a peak of human achievement. The Greek accomplishments were known throughout most of the ancient world. And remember also when the Greeks, even during the Roman times, which is the next unit that we'll be covering, the Greeks were also, the language was well known, and the culture was still a big part of it, even though it had been out of, by the time that Jesus came, they had been out of power for hundreds of years already by that time. So, but they still had a great influence. And then geography. Greece is a land of mountains, valleys, natural harbors, and hundreds of tiny islands. It is a peninsula bordered by 3 seas, the Ionian, the Mediterranean, and the Aegean. So I guess the Ionian is the one that I was thinking, that was not the one that I thought of, which was the Adriatic. The southern portion of this peninsula is called the Peloponnesus. Greece's mild climate, rugged coastline, and island-strewn seas led its people to become fishermen, seafarers, and traders. It was often easier to travel on the seas than on the mountainous land. Some Greeks were farmers, but the rocky soil in Greece made farming difficult. Nonetheless, farmers managed to grow crops such as barley, wheat, olives, and grapes. Some beautiful, I understand that Greece is a very beautiful country to go to, so one day I would like to take a trip there if it's possible. All right, and so the location, it says Greece is located in southeastern Europe. The country sits on the southern end of the Balkan Peninsula. 3 seas around Greece, the Ionian, the Mediterranean, and the Aegean. Again, that's a repeat of the blanks that you're looking for. The climate of Greece is typical for the Mediterranean region. Summers are long and winters are mild and rainy. Temperatures range from 80 degrees in the summer to 48 degrees in the winter. Topography. Greece is mountainous and has a narrow coastal plain. The country includes over 6,000 islands. Crete is the largest of the 227 inhabited islands. You can see it down there. And if you remember that, the name of Crete, that island there, that is the island, one of the islands that Paul sailed around as he was imprisoned in the ship. And it says they went past Crete and then ended up on an island, getting shipwrecked on another island. All right, and it says natural resources. Greece's natural resources include bauxite, iron ore, and small quantities of coal and oil. All right, one more page, 2 more pages here on the early civilization. So here you have the early civilization. You're going to match up those phrases for the correct civilization. So first we'll start with the early civilizations, the Minoans. After the flood, some descendants of Japheth journeyed westward from Mesopotamia and settled in the Isles of the Gentiles. These islands may have been the area of Greece. The earliest known civilization from the land of Greece is the Minoan civilization. The Minoans lived on the island of Crete. Their civilization existed at the same time as the Shang dynasty in China and as the New Kingdom in Egypt. By 2000 BC, the Minoans had built a large, beautiful palace in the city of Knossos. The palace had hundreds of rooms. It had some unusual luxuries for its time, such as bathtubs and indoor plumbing. Archaeologists have found pottery, carvings, and wall paintings in the palace that reflect a wealthy and artistic people. The Minoans gained their wealth through trading with other people from lands as far away as Egypt. The Minoan people also traveled to other parts of the Mediterranean region and formed colonies. Some scholars believe that the Philistines, enemies of the ancient Israel, were descendants of Minoan colonists. By 1400 BC, the Minoan civilization had come to an end. The reason for their end is not known, but some scholars believe that a volcanic eruption or an invasion had taken place or took place. All right, and then over to the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaean civilization developed on the mainland of Greece. These people might have been the ones who brought about the fall of the Minoans in Crete. The Mycenaean civilization was made up of many cities. Each city had its own king. Like the Minoans, the Mycenaeans built large palaces, but these palaces were not as richly adorned. Instead, they were heavily fortified with thick walls and built on high hills. The Mycenaeans designed their buildings more for military strength than for artistry. In the late 1800s, a German archaeologist named Heinrich Schliemann excavated the city of Mycenae. The Mycenaeans are named after this city. At its entrance stands a massive stone gate decorated with two carved lions. The city's central building is a great palace with walls more than 15 feet thick. People have found many bronze weapons. They have also found a burial ground in Mycenae. One of the main artifacts found in the graves was a gold mask. Schliemann believed it belonged to Agamemnon, the famous king who led the war against the city of Troy. However, modern research shows that the mask is too old to be from Agamemnon's, that's a hard one to say, time. It is likely the mask of an honored warrior. The Mycenaeans were often at war. Instead of trading peacefully, they frequently attacked other cities or pirated ships. Many scholars believe that the Mycenaeans attacked Troy and started the Trojan War. And according to the legend, the war lasted 10 years. The Trojan War became a popular subject in Greek literature. The Mycenaean civilization lasted until about 1200 BC. Around this time, invaders from the north conquered many of the Mycenaean fortresses. Many historians refer to the time that followed as the Dark Age of Greece. And so we'll go ahead and do our secret word, which is gold funeral mask. Gold funeral mask. And so I see a couple students here writing it down. All right. That's it. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.